Hello. Hello. That soon text on the scene is telling that the Ninja Robot podcast is back. This is episode 14, right? And it's the only show where we discuss robotics, maker, esports, gaming, and SurrogateTV news all in one place. Today with me, we got Alexi, who's our social media manager and content creator. And it's me, Stan the Man, here with you as the main host for today, as Shane is currently still in US&A. We got a lot of interesting news today, and as usually, we will be starting with Maker News.
Nope.
Yes? What did I miss?
Ninja Robot Podcast. Din-din-din-din.
What am I supposed to do?
You said, welcome to the
I just
Ninja
did that.
Robot Podcast, and then he plays the overlay on top.
All right, welcome to the Ninja Robot Podcast, the only podcast on the YouTube where we discuss robotics, maker, gaming, esports, and arcade news all in one place. Can we now start with the Maker News?
Yes.
Thank you. Sorry guys, we're still learning with the whole process. Shane, we need you. We need you here in the SurrogateTV headquarters. All right, so the main article for, I'd say it's the main article for the Maker News is Raspberry Pi actually just launched their brand new Raspberry Pi Pico microcontroller. It's kind of like an Arduino board. It costs only $4 and it has its own custom silicon called the RP2040 SoC. It features an ARM Cortex M0 processor and it's running on up to 133 megahertz. It has 264,000 of SRAM and 2 megabytes of onboard storage. So it is used to run MicroPython, and you have no clue what I'm talking about.
You know, I'm like the least technical person in this office.
So basically, Raspberry Pi is like, hey, Arduino, you're doing a pretty good job, but we want to have a piece of the pie, so we're gonna release our own microcontroller.
But like for $4?
Yeah, I mean, Arduinos are also pretty cheap.
How do you make something with $4 that has cold silicon connectors?
Well, if you
anything?
mass produce it, it's pretty easy,
Okay.
I'd say. Will be interesting definitely to test this also ourselves here in the SurrogateTV HQ, because we do use a lot of Arduinos. For example, in our Sumo bots, we use the MKR1000 Arduino boards. And yeah, Arduinos are pretty useful. Like, unless you need like something like a camera, you just need like basic robotics controls, for example. Arduinos are the perfect microcontrollers for that, and it's going to be interesting to see how the Raspberry Pi one compares to those. In the review, I haven't seen anything special, but let me just check quickly, chat. No, there wasn't any like I haven't found any reviews where they had like any strong opinions yet. It just released today, I believe. Alexi, what are you gonna do with the Raspberry Pi Pico?
I'm gonna eat it. I like Raspberry Pi. That's
You're
all.
right.
That was all I have to input on this conversation.
Well, I guess Alexi loves Maker News when we announce new microcontrollers.
I've been exposed that I don't know a lot of technical things like such.
Maybe.
As this.
But looking at the image, I see a bunch of pin boards. We will have to find a diagram for that and what is actually possible. But it's using micro USB for powering, and it also has a reset button.
Prin said, "Give the old hardware as prizes then." Why is Prin always suggesting as everything as prizes?
Because that is Prin.
He loves the stuff that we do here. He wants it all.
Yep.
And everything we own.
All right.
I don't blame him.
Seems like, I wanted to be green today and use my phone, so I made a document with all the stuff.
Wait, you're reading everything from the phone and you have a laptop in front of you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I just wanted to be green, and I made a whole document.
Yeah.
And he's scrolling A4 papers
Nothing
on
is
his
showing.
phone.
Nothing is showing. That's the weird part. It's a PDF, and nothing is showing on it, so I'm very confused why. But let's move to the next article. I think next one should be fine. All right. So the next one I wanted to show you guys is this guy. His name is Eben Kowawo, I believe. And he made his very own robot arm using Arduino, not the Raspberry Pi Pico yet.
Aw.
Soon, team. But yeah, he made this really awesome
This
robotics
is a robotic arm.
arm. Wait, what happened there?
I like to call it Mark 1. It's an Arduino-powered robotic arm, which features a claw for moving objects around, as well as 6 motors for better movement.
Well, what I love the most about this one is it uses like basically anything you can find. Like it uses electronics that I see in our office, like the servers. We literally have the same servers in our office, but he used them for the robotics arm. Everything is 3D printed, but as the writer on the Hackaday writes, the best part is that everything is very well documented. All the code, all the design files, and everything else is made so that anybody can just replicate the setup very easily.
Just don't show that to me, Kyle. We are gonna have robot arms
DIY
everywhere.
robot arm for claw machine.
Oh my god, that's...
You know, it would be cool if somebody would hook something up like this to SurrogateTV. DIY robot arm.
How would you control it?
WSD.
And spacebar to close and...
I don't know, you just put... I guess you press a certain button so you control a certain servo, and then you press WNS like up and down. And then you press the next servo up and down, next servo up and down.
Imagine the Wii Play, like everyone gets 1 minute, and they have to stack a pile
Of
and-
something.
Yeah.
And the higher you go. That would have been pretty epic.
Then
Alexi,
someone comes around and just knocks it over. Everyone
Alexi,
has to start over.
what do you have for this arm? Are you with us?
Yes, I am with you. Well, I'm present, but I zoned out. I was reading chat.
What is the chat saying?
The chat says, "Where's the? There it is."
What is the chat
No,
saying?
Real Rob is saying that no, they were just discussing the tech. That what do we do with all the old tech around here? And I was
Okay.
I was thinking the same thing. Like, what do we do with it?
We pile it and then store it in our storage room. But anyway,
That was a very quick answer. Like, don't discuss that.
no, that's actually what we do.
Okay.
We hoard a bunch of old electronics.
Okay.
Oh, some of it ends up in the studio.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's true. But
so,
anyway,
so there is a chance of maybe giving it away if people are actually interested. I'm okay. No. Okay. Sorry, friend.
all
We
right.
can do. Boss has spoken.
Next up, we got another maker project. And this one is something I wish we would have done in our office, because we actually wanted to do something like it. And it's a Rocket League IRL. So, a guy named, let me make sure I pronounce that name correctly, Mark Ripple, made a RC car that jumps just like a Rocket League car. So let's play the video and see how it happens. Not like that.
Did it just blow up?
That was fast.
Wait a second, let me just fix something with my... Can you switch the scene? I wanna...
Ever since I
We have a small issue with our power.
You made a Rocket League car. It just disassembles.
Let's just make sure that everything will work as I want it to. Alright, so for some reason...
Who needs practice runs? Just do it live.
Okay, now it's done. So for... Where, what?
If you're listening to this not watching, we're having some technical difficulties with the video.
No,
over
now
here.
it's working. Now it's working. All right. It's just Windows because of power. Anyway,
Don't explain. Just let's go.
so let's go. Let me show you how it actually looks in
and
the
I'm
end.
not
I'm
getting
just gonna move it
in
through
my
quickly
wheel.
because it looked pretty. There it is. Let's play.
Oh, it
Heard
So look at it.
Doritos.
He's going to jump with
It
it
can drop.
soon. I hope.
slowly. It can defend.
Let's
It
see.
can jump and defend.
Oh.
There you go. So it actually jumps. It does like a 360 spin,
It's just like playing Rocket League. This car was a ton of fun to make.
which is
It's a
pretty
great
cool.
concept, but
I have never seen anybody do a full
I
like
think with
real
some
life
refinement,
Rocket
you
League
can make this
car.
jump,
Where's the nitro
flip
boost?
in all directions.
I want
Drive.
flames out of that machine.
I don't know, man.
How does it? So how does it jump?
He made a mechanism. Let's find it.
Wonder.
I think it was.
Even is $20 at a local vendor. Nice. I had to scale the car up a little bit to fit the jumping mechanism.
So did he actually? Yeah, he actually used the jumping mechanism from those jumping bots.
Okay, yeah.
You know, the ones we have in the office.
Yeah.
So there are these robots. Let me move back to the
Rather than
slide where it
this
shows
product
it.
for me.
So there are these robots. They have a mechanism that makes them jump. It's inside. It's like a.
It like turns like a wheel.
It turns like a wheel to create pressure.
Yeah.
From
And then it's like a spring loader almost
yes,
like
and then the spring just releases.
so like it winds itself and then releases.
Yeah, so I guess he just measured it precisely in order for when you release it, it actually makes a 360 jump, assuming that the floor is clear.
How often does that land on its
Well,
upside down?
when I watched the end of the video, it was all the time.
Okay.
So,
So then it's not the most convenient thing in that sense, but
what do you mean?
It's low.
No, it always works.
oh, like it does. Oh, okay.
You can see in the net.
Right. Okay, you meant the other way.
Just
Okay.
like
Yes,
playing Rocket
got
League.
it.
This car was a ton of fun to make.
It looks like
It looks like there's no traction on the wheels at all.
Pretty much at the
yeah,
limit
that's
of
one
work.
thing.
I think with some refinement.
Maybe it's
Right, no?
intentional.
I think because the wheels are so light, if it's from the
I
jumping
know.
bot.
So I think the car had the rubbers, and he had to remove them because the rubbers create extra jumpiness, or what do you call like because it's rubber, you can squeeze it. So I
Bouncy.
bounciness, and maybe that messes up the whole 360 spin.
It looks like it was using a solenoid in the final product.
Let's see. Nope.
Chat saying now attach boosters.
Now it has boosters.
Yep,
Sounds good.
exactly.
All right, let's move to the next piece of news. But anyway, I want to say that this is a pretty cool one. We should maybe do the same. We have those bots and we have RC cars. We should make a Rocket League car
An arena.
and an arena.
That would be
And
cool.
and just do it, you know, just make our own
I feel like
Rocket
there would
League.
be so many problems with the cars.
yeah, they would break
damage-wise,
all the
yeah.
time. That's one thing you don't realize. It sounds cool
Yeah.
and it will work for the first hour, and then things will start breaking
Yeah.
most likely.
I feel like with sumo bots, we're already on the limit of like how much bashing can it take without breaking.
Yeah, those are pretty robust.
Yeah, and they break.
All right, let's move to the next piece of news, and we're actually segueing to robotics news.
Can I quickly segue? Because we forgot in the beginning.
What did we forget again?
No, we didn't. Well, I forgot, not you. So I want to talk about the sumo bot prizes. The chat can decide.
Ah, all right.
Yes. Well, can we see? Yeah. So we on Thursdays usually announce the sumo bot prizes, and this week I'm gonna let you guys choose in the chat. That's why I said in Discord, if you're in Discord, that come over to the podcast and decide here. You guys get to vote basically. Just write which prizes you prefer. So this week we got options between these Marvel. What do you call these again? These
Pop heads?
bobbleheads. Bobbleheads.
Bobblehead.
Yeah. So it's all the Avengers. You got Hulk. You got
Tony Stark.
Tony Stark, and then there's Thor somewhere there. They're all wearing these suits, and then we got the classic poops. The
Poops are
classic
back.
poopies.
Wait, there's a new one. Pink
there's
poop.
a pink poop.
That's
I personally like this.
princess poop.
This is my favorite.
Princess poop.
Don't make it a girl. Don't make it a girl. It's
King
okay.
poop.
There we go. It can be a king or princess, I
Can
guess.
be anybody.
Yeah, and then we got the actual poop color poop, and then I think this is everybody's favorite,
Rainbow.
rainbow poop. So you guys decide in chat if you guys play sumo bots, even if you don't play sumo bots. The chat here on YouTube, write which ones you prefer, and then we'll look towards the end how many times you guys yelled at or whatever if one's over the more popular than the other.
All right.
Okay.
Can we go to robotics news now?
Yes.
So I don't know. I decided to put this article into the robotics news, even though it is kind of maybe not robotics, but I figured it fits. So there is a new protocol released called Express LRS, and is a low latency, long range RC protocol. So the reason I put it to robotics is that what do you use RC controls for? To remotely control robots. But basically, this is some new protocol from... it's a new protocol that claims to have a high packet rates of up to 500 hertz with playing for 1000 hertz, and the latency is as low as 5 milliseconds. There's actually a video of a guy flying a drone using this protocol, and he was able to go 30 kilometers away on a drone, and he would still get signal. Like you could see a video signal from the drone, and he could control it. He decided not to go further because already at 30 kilometers there, he started to have a little bit of connection issues. But still, I think it's pretty amazing. And since it's an open source protocol, it's really cool to see. So this Express LRS has options to run on either band using Semtech SX127X modem, I guess, or SX1280, and it uses LoRa transceivers connected to the STM of ESP32 or ESP8285 microcontrollers. You can also do updates to the ESP via Wi-Fi using this protocol, I guess. I don't know, it's pretty interesting. I have never seen anybody like a drone fly 30 kilometers on an RC or on a radio frequency, so it's pretty impressive. We'll have to follow and see if there's going to be more developments with this, but even now it's pretty, I'd say, cool. Any comments, gentlemen?
No.
I wonder what's the power usage, like how much more power does the more powerful antennas and transceivers use? Because that has to, like, you need more powerful transmitters and...
For sure. Actually, in the video I saw on the back of him, he had like a little antenna, like maybe this size, I guess, signal booster.
Okay.
So like maybe 40 by 40 centimeter antenna or something to increase the signal. And then that was basically it. And the drone looked like a normal drone. So that's pretty interesting. Let's move to the next segment or the next story. So this one is interesting. This is called Eloom. Actually, no. This is called Eloom. Sorry for a little spoiler. And the company has kind of developed this underwater robot that is used for like oil and gas stations or inspecting pipes or like cable connections under the sea. And they made this kind of like eel looking robot that is able to swim, I believe 20 kilometers at a time underwater and analyze different types of underwater stations. So let's go a bit further in the video. So it is able to pick up different tools, like for example a claw tool or a wrench tool or something like that, and then it can go to different like this is for example an oil and gas station.
Wow.
And this is all CGI obviously, but I actually have videos of those used in real life. So it was pretty cool to see that somebody actually developed something very futuristic and is using it in a real industrial use case. So it says that this robot can go at depths to a docking station of up to 500 meters for 6 months without being brought back to the surface. The self-propelling robot can travel up to 20 kilometers before needing to return to its station to recharge. It can also swap out parts for different tasks, including tools to operate subsea valves and cleaning brushes to remove marine growth and sediments. Let's see. So yeah, it's a very interesting concept. At least I can see the usefulness of that, like having to have a real person go under the sea and inspect the cable or some mining rig. It's probably pretty expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So it's much nicer to, and also not so safe. So it's always better to send a robot to do things like that.
It's, to me, what's crazy is that they've invented something like this, and like it's clearly a pain point that I personally would have never thought of.
Well,
If you
I
think
guess
about it.
when you're making robotics, because robotics are pretty expensive, you got to think of like applications that make sense, like that are very expensive, and that's why the business model exists. Like it is money-wise making sense. Like there are cases where it's not, but here, because it is like costing a lot, it makes total sense to have a robot do it instead. Just like sending a robot to Mars first before sending a human.
Or like sending a robot to the local skate park to jumps.
Yeah, see, that is actually, you don't need like to have like super industrial secure robot. You can do whatever you want with
Or
it.
get you a sandwich from Subway.
Yep. For that, you don't need an Elum. You can just have an RC car.
I'm just saying, we could take some notes here and make an underwater robot explorer. Even Kristen said that in the chat.
That is gonna be
We do have
pretty
we
tough
do
to make.
we have the submarine though.
We do have a submarine, but it's gonna be pretty tough to execute. I have a feeling, long term.
I think so.
There can be so many things that can go wrong, and I'm not gonna go underwater 500 meters to go and try to fix that bot.
No, that's why we have
Without
Esa.
socks.
Without socks.
Esa's going there, and I'll be next to him in a scuba gear filming it.
Nice. All right, we got another. Man, these presentations are so tricky. We got another article I wanted to show you. Yes, another underwater fish robot. So this guy developed an undersea fish, like fish swarm that basically they mimic fish and then they are able to follow each other.
You
So
mean a school of fish?
a school of fish? That was called swarm in the article. I
Swarm
believe.
is like when you're kind of almost attacking, I guess.
Really?
Yeah, a group of fish is called a school.
Okay. So these ones were actually done using Raspberry Pis, which is pretty interesting. And yeah, they just mimic fish. They just float around. They look like fish, and they swim like fish.
What's the point?
Yeah, I'm waiting for like the why.
Well,
They want to study fish in their natural habitat, but they couldn't find them, so they built them.
let's see. Robotics has advanced in leaps and bounds over the past few decades, but in terms of decentralized coordination in robot swarms, they are far behind biological swarms. Researchers from Harvard University Wyss Institute are working to close the gap and have developed Blue Swarm, a school of robotic fish that can exhibit swarm behavior without external centralized control. So that's it.
But why? Why do you need to mimic a swarm of fish?
I don't know.
Like, what? I don't get it.
Is it like a case study, like how fish would react and like mimicking that behavior
I
in
think they're
robots,
using-
or
Let's see.
I feel like there's so much going on with these marine biologists that we just don't understand. Something to do with
Communication with light is dependent on the clarity of the medium it's traveling through, in this case water, and conditions can quickly become a limiting factor. Submarines have faced the same challenge for a long time, but that
has nothing to do
doesn't
with it.
really explain why would they do it.
Yeah.
Like, I guess it's like, you know, there's like a bunch of these engineers like in universities trying to mimic birds,
Yeah.
but then why would you mimic a bird? Because you want to mimic a bird.
do you want to make a case study of it?
Yes, so I guess
You want
it's the
to
same.
understand.
You want a fish robot.
No, you want a swarm.
Swarm, but imagine like in 20 years we will not have aquariums full of fishes. You have to clean the water, you know, feed them. You just have robot fishes floating around in your aquarium.
You still have to clean the aquarium. And what's the point of having an aquarium if it's all dirty and you can't see inside it? And
You just have robot fishes that clean the aquarium
okay, so now,
themselves,
now you're thinking.
and they
Yes.
just float around and you give them names.
No.
So, but why would you buy an
no.
aquarium just to buy fish that clean it?
But because they can
That's actually a valid thing to do, because you can buy fishes that eat
You
from
can
the
do
glasses,
that, but
so
yeah.
that you don't have to do it quite that often.
Yeah, but that's like getting a dog because you want to clean its poop.
All right, let's move to the next.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Well, the aquarium is like I have had an aquarium, actually quite a few of them.
Yeah, I think
and it's quite relaxing to just like
yeah, I get that.
Yeah,
But that's what, like, why would you get a fish, robot fish, to clean it?
I wouldn't.
Yeah, okay. That was kind of what I was chasing. Like,
I would.
we know you would. You'd
well-
get everything robot if you
Yes.
get.
But like, there are better ways to do that. There are like these robotic glass scrapers.
True, there you go,
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
But do they form a swarm? No. Exactly.
They don't need.
Exactly.
Actually, they can if you put one in each glass.
Yeah, that's true.
There are 4 sides.
The
not-
deep conversations of the Ninja Robot
All right,
podcast.
let's move to the next article. What?
Is it the next article or next topic?
I don't know what's happening. All right, so have you seen the Boston Dynamics dance they made with a bunch of robots?
Yeah, quite a while ago.
Yeah, it was like a month ago they made this one. So today there was an article from Auto Evolution that told how much time it took to make these robots do this dance.
Okay.
So give me guesses. How much time did it take them to teach the robots to do the all the dancing moves? It was a 2-minute video of the robots.
Well, that's
dancing.
blasphemy that you call this dancing, first of all.
Look at this. Boom, boom.
This is like a 55-year-old man going to a young people's club.
In any ways, give me a
Like,
guess.
Alexei, you're just jealous because that robot is dancing better than
There we
you.
go.
Yes,
there we go.
that is true.
Those are some moves now.
I can approve that. This
I mean,
robot dances
what,
better
they
than
just
Alexei.
wrote some kind of code and just input it.
Well, how much time did they spend on developing a 2-minute video of robots dancing?
Are we calculating all
Yeah,
editing time and...
Like writing the code, inputting
No, the
it,
video making, they said
perfecting
only...
it.
The video making took 2 days.
Oh.
But the code writing...
The code writing. I don't know. It depends if they have it ready or not. It could be 20 minutes or it could be 200 man hours.
So, it's a 3-minute video of robot dancing,
like,
right?
the thing with the Boston Dynamics is that you don't actually...
Whoa,
Code
look
it.
at this. What is that?
That's some sick moves, which you can't do.
Did you see that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, this is crazy. This took time.
No,
No, not developing the robots themselves, just
No.
programming the dance moves.
Oh, well,
because the way that you like actually operate Boston Dynamics robots is that you tell it where you want it to move, and the robot figures it itself out. So
Look at those
I don't
moves.
think it's that long actually.
It took 1.5 years for this project for Boston Dynamics.
Okay, I
See?
was wrong.
1.5 years. This is...
did this go viral?
Yeah, this has like 27 million views, but still 20 like
Look at this
1.5
one.
years.
This.
How many working hours? What's the word? Working.
Well, you work 20 days a month if you count the weekends.
Let's see. Contrary to what was said online, the 3-minute dance video included no computer-generated imagery and no editing tricks. It was a dance, the truest sense of the world. The video itself was shot over 2 days. For these 2 days of shooting, which eventually translated into a 3-minute viral video with over 27 million views, the team at Boston Dynamics had to work hard for almost 1.5 years. The company's robots were good at a variety of things before, but one thing they did not have was the fluidity of motion specific to humans when dancing. So they tried to mimic human dance moves. Like, because robots, they usually do the robot dance, like,
Yeah.
but they wanted to make it fluid. And because of that, they spent 1.5 years developing this stuff. They had to develop better motion programming tools that would eventually let the robots reconcile balancing, bouncing, and doing a performance at the same time. It also meant upgrading the robots halfway through to make them stronger and more energetic.
I like how the chat was just as confused as we are. We had 7 weeks, a month, a year, several years, and then someone said like a couple hours. And randomly asked, how did they write it if it took over a year? Slow.
From scratch.
With a pencil that kept running
Well-
out of lead.
As written in the article, I guess they had to upgrade some robotic parts to make it smooth, the moves.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a lot of perfecting it to get it exactly look how it should
I mean,
be.
if you think about it, it also, if they actually spend time developing the smoothness, it is nice, because if you make a robot that tries to mimic human movement, and you actually make everything, like when the robot moves, it feels like a human, then it's pretty cool.
But still, like, I'm just like, I can't get over it, like how much that cost in engineering hours. Like,
A lot.
yeah.
Welcome to Boston Dynamics. We
They
make
have
very
money.
expensive robots, and sometimes we go overboard. I mean, the thing is, you gotta give it to them. Somebody has to develop all of this stuff, and it's not simple. And obviously, when we compare Boston Dynamics with other robotics, at least the way they look and act feels like they have the most advanced robots in the world.
Oh, definitely they have.
Yeah, they seem way ahead.
All right, I guess it's time to move to the next article, and actually the next section, which is gaming news. So, I don't know how many... All right, anybody knows how many skins are there in Fortnite?
Oh man, I have no idea.
So for those who don't know, Fortnite is this battle royale game that you can play on your phone, on a console, or a PC. And lately, for the last couple of years, they've been adding a bunch of different skins. Like you can, I don't know, be a ninja, the famous Twitch streamer, or you can be somebody from the Avengers, like Iron Man. And stuff
Answer
like
that last. I'm gonna ask the chat. Let's have the chat.
I don't know. I don't know the answer. As
Oh.
well. I was just curious.
Does anybody know in the chat then? How many
Maybe.
skins?
There's probably a Wikipedia page that says that.
I'm gonna Google it. Why? What's the news? Get over it. Get to the news part. We want to know.
You can now play Fortnite with a Predator skin from the famous movie The Predator. And somehow everything is looking really weird on this slide.
What's going on?
I don't know. We'll just have to, but that's how it looks.
He's so ugly.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the best looking
why
one.
why didn't they put the mask on him, or can you take it off, or does it have one with the mask?
I think you can just take it off as an emote.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, but they have so many. Fortnite is becoming like its own utopia where you can have you can
Okay,
be
I have
anybody.
the number of how many skins are in Fortnite.
All right. What is the
Do
number?
we have any votes?
I have the number.
546. Close?
Oh, I got the answer too. I saw it.
I haven't seen the answer.
You're close.
Really?
Ish.
How many?
It's
How many?
higher. 797.
Wow.
Christian just Googled it while we were.
Yeah, cheater.
All right.
No fun when you do that.
So anyway, that is the news. You can now have a new skin.
Random
in
is at Fortnite, but 720p.
Fortnite. That's true. That's how it is. But this was not the only Fortnite skin announcement during the week. There is more skins.
Because we're huge Fortnite fans over here.
I'm just amazed. Like if
I
you
played it once.
literally, if you search
Never.
gaming news, this was like the biggest articles for some of the biggest articles.
It's no, but it has been a slow week,
That's
especially from the
pretty
gaming news.
That's,
point.
like that's sad, I have to say. Like there's
In any case, you can now also represent your favorite soccer team in Fortnite.
What?
Yes. The clubs available are Manchester City, Juventus, AC Milan, Inter Milan, AS Roma, Seattle Sounders, Atlanta United, Los Angeles Football Club, Santos, Wolverhampton Wanderers, West Ham United, Sevilla, Sporting, Borussia, FC Schalke, Rangers, Celtics, Cerezo Osaka, Melbourne, Sydney, Western Sydney Wanderers, and EC Bahia.
They put like the most random teams over there, so they don't have.
But they do have Manchester City.
Where is Barcelona? Where's
Nope.
Real Madrid?
Nope.
Where's Chelsea?
too expensive.
But it's like, no, we have Melbourne FC from Australia.
I guess the logic is they have players from all over
Yeah,
the world, right?
obviously.
And everybody wants to represent their own local
But
club.
if you are
If you're
football
from
fan,
UK,
you're most likely not supporting your local team. If it's like, most likely. I'm not saying everybody.
you know what's funny?
it's like saying I should support a Finnish team.
If you're playing for UK, you can represent only 2 clubs. But if you're from Italy, there's 4 clubs
Yeah.
you can represent.
No, there was more from like USA as well. There
Yep.
was Seattle Sounders and Atlanta
And Los Angeles.
Yeah,
This is the future. Imagine soon you'll have FIFA collaboration with Fortnite, and you'll actually play FIFA inside of Fortnite, and it will be a battle royale. I mean, they already have a bunch of skins in FIFA and
Yeah.
cards, so it's kind of the same.
and the funny thing is like now they can just get over 1,000 skins easy because they just keep adding football squad skins.
Yes.
But what they should have done is just look at the most followed teams. Like
Yeah.
social media wise or whatever, and just take the top 10.
Maybe it was just hard to get agreements with all the
I'm
clubs.
sure it
They
was.
just found the ones that they could.
FIFA doesn't even have the license to all
Next
the
up,
teams.
we're gonna have a skin of the world's most paid esports player on Fortnite. That's right.
Chess
I'm
guy?
talking about the Magnus from
chess
Norway,
guy.
the world chess champion. All right. Moving on, we've got another news story that has nothing to do with Fortnite.
Finally.
And that is about Valve. So Valve and 5 game publishers were fined in Europe for 7.8 million euros for geo-blocking Steam games in Europe. So let me explain what is the issue. So a lot of there's different types of countries in European Union. Some have like a higher income per capita and some have lower. So in some of these countries, Steam was selling games cheaper. Like same if you have a Steam in Russia, for example, the games are way cheaper than in European Steam.
Okay.
So in some of the European countries, they were doing the same. So you would buy a game way cheaper than if you are living, I don't know, in Germany or UK.
But can you only buy a game if you're in that country?
For that price, you can only buy the game in those countries. So they're geo-restricted.
Can you play it in another country?
You can play, but you cannot buy it in the other country.
So I can go to Russia. If I'm in Russia, I can buy the game.
You'd have to have like a credit card from Russia and the billing address in
Got
Russia.
it.
Anyway, of course, they gotta make sure that you don't
So like
abuse the
games
system.
in Norway are 5 times more expensive.
No, but they
Maybe.
are more expensive. But anyway, in Europe there is this law that makes the European Union like a single market,
Yeah.
and because of that, you technically should not be able to do this. Like you cannot have different prices for the same digital product
Yeah.
based on the country. So it was Valve, and let me find the other country.
But Russia's not in the EU.
No.
No, but like in Italy, the price might be different than in
Yeah,
Finland.
let me read to you. The
okay.
European Commission says that the geo-blocking was used to prevent games being activated outside of Czechia, Poland, Hungary, Romania, Slovakia, Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania. So in those countries, the games were cheaper than in the rest of Europe.
Well, they
I
are
might-
they are cheaper countries.
Am I the only one thinking like Valve is trying to be the nice guy, offering
Yes.
games for cheaper,
Yeah.
for
That is actually-
cheaper areas?
I'm sure they're like kind of overpriced as they are on Steam a little bit, and
The-
they're just probably being fair.
The thing that makes no sense is like if they lose this court battle, it doesn't make the consumer's life better. It's not like Steam and other like Valve and game publishers will decrease prices in
No.
the rest of Europe. No, they will just increase the prices in the
for
countries
everyone.
where it's like the income is lower.
Yeah.
So it's like, come on, European regulators, come on, try to be understanding here somehow.
But that's kind of the whole point of the EU, to make it all like fair priced.
yeah, but if your salary is like 5 times less,
Yeah.
is it actually fair? Especially if it's a digital product, which technically it's a copy, so the
Are-
publisher should have the right
And
to set the
especially in
price.
case of Valve, you don't actually buy the game; you buy a right to play it.
Yeah, well, I guess because they're a platform for selling games, they enabled this, so they find both Valve and 5 publishers, which are ZeniMax, Koch Media, Capcom, Bandai Namco, and Focus Home. So they all got like fined from 2 million to hundreds of thousands of euros.
Can you gift game codes? Christian said that in chat.
I'm not sure.
So like
You
you,
can,
get a
but
Russian
y-
friend to buy it too.
Actually, I actually saw that once because I have a lot of Russian friends, and if you gift a game code like that, it will just not be. You will not be able to redeem it. Like if you give me a gift code and I try to redeem it,
Yeah.
and I'm not eligible for it, it will just say, hey, you cannot activate it, so you cannot.
How
take-
does it? So it knows by your like location.
Yeah, because it knows your country of living. Steam
Yeah.
knows it. So
Does it do that? Is that the same with, for example, iPhones? Are they all the same priced in EU?
I don't know. Probably, except for the tax, like depending on the
Yeah,
tax in the
obviously
country.
they differ.
And yeah, but I assume so. All right.
That's a sad, sad day for many gamers.
It's okay. Fortnite has almost over 800 skins though, so go play that.
Oh well, that makes everything great. Thanks.
I'm giving you alternate possibilities.
All right, let's see what's our next. Wait a second. We have a article missing.
Dun dun dun. That was wrong one. Try
Can
it
you-
again. Oh, they're nice.
Let's make sure.
Love it.
Oi, oi, oi.
Oi, oi, oi.
Oi, oi, oi.
Oi, oi, oi.
All right, I don't know where is that article. It seems like it literally just got lost.
Don't worry about it. Which one was it?
It was.
The one I sent you?
Yes, it was the
Shocking.
Anyway,
See? This is how I get treated around here.
God.
I am like heir to him.
so we've got a new Resident Evil game coming out. It was just announced. It's called Resident Evil
Something Village.
Village. That's actually what it's called. I don't know. The name is a bit questionable. Also, the trailer was a bit questionable. It was like a village and there's some lady walking around. You don't really see too many scary characters in the trailer. But yeah, the game is coming out in May, I believe 24th of May, if I'm not wrong. And yeah.
The demo came out now, so
yes,
you can play the demo.
so you can play the demo on PS5 already.
What?
Yep.
Demo?
Demo.
Demo.
The-
Yeah.
My English
Oi, oi, oi.
is oi 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 today, that's
It's
right.
oi, oi, oi.
So yeah, you can get the demo of the game on PS5 already, and it's coming soon. So stay tuned; it's gonna be interesting.
May 7th, 2021 should come out. The game.
Is it gonna be like Cyberpunk?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, you know, never know. I don't. Is there people in the chat who play Resident Evil? Because me and Stan were discussing before this that we did both kind of play it, but that was probably like 10 years ago, 15 years ago.
Long time ago.
Yeah, I remember I used to watch my older brother play because I was too scared to play it, and I would watch him play it even though it was my game.
It's like, oh no, you can play it. I'm fine.
Yeah, and then every time he's like, "Okay, I'll take over." I'm like, "No, turns off PlayStation. This is too scary."
All right, but that's another game news coming out.
Oh,
Could-
Shane's in the chat as well.
Shane's in the chat. Hello.
Just in time to hear that Alexei is like heir to Stan Dimitri.
What?
Yeah, see,
What is happening
Shane,
here?
you're
All
witnessing
right,
this.
let's move to the next section of the news, which is arcade news. And on the arcade news, we've got this. So this is kind of like maker slash arcade news, but it's a 3D printed pie arcade, and it's an emulation that looks like a horn, which is. And let's read the article. Let's be honest, building a home arcade cabinet isn't exactly a challenge it once was. There's plenty of kids out there that do all the hard work for you, and they even sell some pretty passable turnkeys. Which is why this wild build by Rafael Rubio is so interesting. The entirely 3D printed enclosure looks like some kind of a piece of art from the 1970s and is a perfect example of the kind of unconventional designs made possible by low-cost additive manufacturing. That's 3D printing. So there's this whole thing is running on RetroPie using Raspberry Pi. It has a 10-inch LCD panel from Pimarini and a GeekPi interface board that connects up to the 8-way joystick and arcade buttons. And yeah, it looks pretty retro futuristic, but this is a nice way that you can have your own arcade, although it's an emulator, which is kind of, you don't really follow all the licensing, which is not maybe nice, but it looks cool. And yeah, I could have something like that.
Looks like something out of the 70s.
That's exactly what it says in the article.
Did it?
Yes, and you can see on the picture actually, you can see the Raspberry Pi connections on the side, I believe.
It's
That's
like
USB and
it's like a 70s.
it looks like a phone though, so you can like walk like with this huge thing. Hello.
I was thinking that it looks like a decoration that you'd see in like someone's like $1 million pad in the 70s. And they're like, yeah.
On the top floor.
Yeah. Or then like one of those like Hollywood Hills homes.
Yeah.
You could just imagine that. But then again, it has like this Wi-Fi sign on it.
That's for cooling and ventilation probably. Who knows? What do you think, Essa? Would you want to have something like that?
Definitely. It's I haven't really been into the retro scheme, to be honest, but definitely would be something I would be interested to look into and maybe manufacture one piece.
Ah, so that's sold. Essa, we'll print one of these and make one of these for our office. Great. Thanks, Essa.
Yeah, thanks, Essa.
That's
On the next episode.
Essa shows off our 70s inspired.
All right.
I will not be bringing it here because you guys will destroy it.
All right. But we got another arcade-related news article, and that is a company called Antstream Arcade is going to host classic Star Wars games from SNES on its platform. So Antstream is like this cloud gaming platform where you play these retro games. They have a bunch of very old games like from Atari and other publishers. But now it's also adding Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back and Super Star Wars Return of the Jedi to the platform. So you'll be able to play legally a lot more of these retro arcade games through Antstream. They actually, I checked the website, and the registration right now is free. So if you are a big fan of arcade games, you can just register and you can play for free for a certain period of time. Like there's no subscription or anything. So make sure to check it out. It's pretty nice that somebody is making retro gaming legal on newer devices. So pretty cool. But unfortunately, the arcade news this week have been pretty dry. We've been looking around. These were the two main articles. So we are going to move.
I noticed, by the way, because last week we discussed the crane, the world's largest crane. What was it? They had the
claw
most
game.
Yeah, the most
claw games.
claw games in
the
like
same
one
place.
building.
Yeah.
Was that in Shinjuku?
Yes.
Because there was a news 2 weeks ago that Shinjuku, like its famous arcade that has been around since like the 90s, it got shut down.
Yeah, that was another one.
Okay. Did we ever mention that?
No, because that was more news before. That was
Yeah, that was a couple of weeks ago, so it
Yes.
was like before we did an episode. Okay, well, now people know.
All right, but now let's move to esports.
What a way to end, Alexi.
Let's move to esports. And I have a question since Shane is in chat. Shane, where do you find all the Mayor of London esports news or Mayor of another city news partners with some esports? I cannot find those. I've been looking. Like, I don't know where he finds those stories.
Oh, like what country or place has now invested in
esports, the
That was like our
future.
thing. We should get back to that.
I cannot find
actually.
anything like that anymore. It's like it's not cool anymore or something. But let's go to the first article.
Maybe the funding rounds have stalled for the beginning of the year.
Maybe. But Counter-Strike pros agree to safety protocols so they can return to LAN competition. So CSGO is the famous, well, Counter-Strike is a famous franchise for shooting games. It's probably the biggest in like shooting esports or the most, with the most amount of players. And the problem with playing a high-paced game like Counter-Strike during the pandemic is that if you're playing in another part of the world against somebody remotely, the latency does affect a lot when you're going super competitive. So they decided to figure out a way of how can they safely visit a competition at a premise and still and be able to compete on LAN tournaments. So yeah, the players are eager to play LAN events again, but only if it can be done in safe and responsible manner based on clear protocols approved by the players. So there's going to be two major tournaments happening, and those are ESL and DreamHack, and the esports competitors will be able to play in local. It's interesting to see how different esports games are trying to figure out how to solve how the pandemic affects the esport competitions, and hopefully this will go safe and go well for the Counter-Strike competitions. All right, let's go to the next article, and it is going to be again about our favorite company that makes our favorite game, Fortnite.
I don't think we know anybody who likes Fortnite around here.
Well,
Have we
it's
been
huge,
sold
it's
to
huge.
Fortnite or
no,
something?
these are the biggest
Fortnite,
articles.
please sponsor this podcast.
Apparently they don't need to.
They'll make like They'll make a stand skin.
Still waiting on Logitech and Fortnite and Epic Games to sponsor our
A stand and a Shane skin.
podcast. But yeah, Epic Games pledges 20 million for Fortnite Esports in 2021. Fortnite developer Epic says that for 2021, the game's competitive scene will have a prize pool of $20 million. That's a step up from the last year's total of 17 million. Though it's not as massive as the 2019 World Cup, where $30 million was on the line. This news comes as Epic provided details on the latest season of the Fortnite Championship Series, the game's highest level of competition. The developer previously said that all the competitions would take place online, and today it revealed more details about the schedule. The qualifiers will kick off on February 4th, with the finals starting on March 12th. Well, I don't know what you guys think, but 20 million is a lot of money.
I don't know if that's like that much for Fortnite Esports,
It's interesting
considering how
that
much they've made.
they are not going like, no, we have to have as little latency, we have to have an offline event. Let's just do it online, it's fine. What could possibly go wrong? Latency doesn't matter. So yeah, it's interesting to see how different type of games approach things like this differently, like corona restrictions. So they just decided to go online. I actually don't know how the esports for Fortnite goes. Like, can you literally play on any device because it's cross-platform? Like, does it go so that there's one team on a bunch of phones and then there's another team playing on their consoles, another on the PCs, and they somehow all fight against each other? And one team, there's like one guy with a phone, three with a console, one with a PC. I should probably check it out.
I have no idea, personally. I have no
At
idea.
least the Fortnite tournaments I've seen, they all are on PCs.
Yeah. Are they?
I guess it makes sense because the mouse
It's the
works
easiest.
faster.
You're OP versus console players.
Still, it's interesting too.
I found some funding news. I don't know if you have it there.
Funding news?
Yeah, like because you were asking about esports, if there's any fundings.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, once we have one more article, and after that,
Okay.
we will check
I'll share
it
it
out.
quickly. So.
Yep.
Is it a London mayor?
No, I'll let you guys guess the country though.
Mayor of Bristol has decided that.
The mayor of Helsinki. What?
Espo.
The local councilman of Bolton.
All right. Another article also related to esports is Call of Duty Warzone is going to have a big push on esports this year.
Heck yeah.
They don't really tell much, but the main goal is to kind of fix the current issues with Warzone, because playing last year they had a season 1 and there was a lot of issues. For example, the championship was held online and there were teams playing from like Europe against there was a team playing from Europe against a team playing in the US, and they had to play on a Texas server the whole competition game, which means that the guys playing from Europe had horrible latency.
Who came up with that decision? Like, that's just bad.
Yes. So there was a lot of issues with the season 1 of Call of Duty Warzone, and also the game itself apparently has issues with the balance.
It's so bad. You have no idea. They can't get the guns correct. That you have some guns that are so OP and then they nerf them and then they become completely useless. And then there's so many glitches in the game that people utilize, and then like they get rid of it and then a new glitch appears and people use them, and it's just
Never ending.
yeah,
If you want a good video about all the Call of Duty Warzone bugs, there's a nice channel called The Spiffing Brit in YouTube who just made a video about it. And
I
it's
play the game.
hilarious.
I live those glitches.
You know-
it's so annoying.
You know what would be epic? If Call of Duty Warzone would had a collab with Cyberpunk, and they may have like a multi-glitch game where everything works
the whole
weird.
game's like
It's kind of interesting because I remember when PUBG came out, PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, and it was super glitchy. That was fun. For some reason, people stayed because of that. I remember it was ridiculously fun. But then with these with Call of Duty, for example, or Cyberpunk, people take it somehow differently. Like, they're not happy about the glitches at all. And in PUBG, even though they also had like championships and stuff, it was kind of taken as for fun. Interesting. Anyway, Alexei, I heard you have another article you wanted to share regarding esports.
Yes. So do you guys care to guess what country? It's
Germany.
no.
United States of
give us a
America.
continent first. Let's start with that.
Okay, Asia.
Okay.
Japan.
No.
Korea. South Korea.
No.
Sorry.
What do we have in Asia? We had like some
China?
random.
Vietnam.
Yeah, didn't we have like Vietnam? In
Yep.
one of the podcasts.
Maybe. Japan? No. China? No.
It was China.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was close to
So
saying
this is a big one.
Mongolia, but
Yeah, so Chinese esport, the player VSPN closes 60 million Series B round to boost its international strategy. Basically, VSPN is organized a lot of tournaments, is in a lot of the gameplay as well. So it's
Okay.
basically funded this round or got this round to boost its international.
so is it like
Strategy.
is it like Asia focused only? Like do they have like only championships in China?
Mainly, yes, they've
Okay.
been focused in China, but the whole point of this round is that they start pushing it overseas as well.
Okay.
I
For which
guess.
games do they have championships? Does it mention?
That's where I stopped reading because I was looking for that. I can't find the games right now, but apparently it's just like they're doing all the tournaments and everything. If someone knows in chat, you
Okay.
know, correct me. And also there was a quick news. This is probably like not that relevant to especially you guys, but there's this gamer. Well, because we were talking about Warzone, called Nick Merckx. He's probably the biggest Twitch streamer.
Dr. Disrespect is the biggest Twitch streamer.
Yeah, but for Call of Duty, Dr.
Call of
Disrespect
Duty.
just hates Call of Duty nowadays. He
Okay.
just talks crap about it the whole time when he plays, and then he still plays, which is funny. But Nick Merckx, this guy, he's pretty much the biggest, at least on social media as well, next to Dr. Disrespect. He partnered with Barstool Sports. If that says anything. It's a little douchey brand, but the point is that I think Barstool is slowly...
Getting into esports?
Yeah, and slowly they're kind of winning this whole COVID era because they are like a internet field company
Okay.
that they started on the internet with bloggers and so on. So it's just interesting to follow what they're going with it because they have no gaming background at all.
So now they're going into it.
Yeah,
Okay.
and they're able to sign the biggest names just like that.
Well, let's see. Maybe they'll have their own teams that will compete on different tournaments.
We don't know.
Who knows?
We don't know. They also do gambling, so they're looking to maybe get gambling into esports,
Wow.
which would be
All right.
First.
Let's move to the next article. And the next topic in news is surrogate news.
do it.
Man, I wish the camera was on me when I was like, it would be my face inside of the warp.
I've never able to do it.
So right, this week the news were there are some news, but unfortunately we didn't have Robot Explorer this time. We'll be back next week. Unfortunately, we had some issues, so we couldn't have the Robot Explorer this week, but we'll be back next time, hopefully with some cool stuff.
Yeah, hopefully it's not also snowing sideways.
Yeah, yesterday we had a snowstorm apparently.
Yeah, it was worse than the week before.
I wasn't outside, I didn't see
I
it
wouldn't
all.
call it a storm, but
It wasn't a storm,
pretty-
but I think it was worse than the week before.
yeah.
All right. But story numero uno is something we haven't announced yet, but you can already start messing with it. There will be more info next week. But if you go to the website of SurrogateTV, you hover on top of, or you right click on your profile, you will see a little button called My Games, and you'll be able to create your own game on SurrogateTV without becoming a creator. So you can already start messing with the SDK and create your own game without having to get verified by our team.
So you are a creator.
You can be a creator, yes.
Yeah.
There is a little catch though. Before we let you make a game public, thus anybody seeing it on the website, we will have to check that the game follows our basic terms to make sure that there's nothing bad. But otherwise, you can already start testing and messing with it yourself and share it with your friends even.
Is that an arrow next to the My Games?
Yes, I made a high quality arrow using a snipping tool just to show you the My Games.
Okay, someone needs to get on the circle and arrow game right now.
So, do you see the My Games button?
Yeah.
I think we need more.
I like
It's not
how
obvious.
it's a purple background and you used a blue arrow.
And he missed all the lines.
High quality.
This is like
Content.
some what in the Windows paint is going on here.
High quality content. Only. All right. And adding to this news story, you can also access the documentation. So I think we mentioned that already, but if you go to docs-beta.surrogate.tv, you can already start checking out the documentation and you can start making your own SurrogateTV Raspberry Pi. There's a very detailed guide how to do it. If you're more technical and you want to do something custom, you can follow the more detailed guide where you install all the SDK stuff step by step. Or if you don't know how to code and you want to make a SurrogateTV game, we got you. All you have to do is install our pre-made image to an SD card, plug it into a Raspberry Pi, and then it's like setting up a router for the first time, I'd say. It's pretty easy. And you can set up a game like a Nintendo Switch or a Sphere Rover or an RC car without having to know how to code at all or even SSHing to the Raspberry Pi.
There's a bit of an issue apparently.
Yeah, they're saying restricted access.
Interesting.
What's going on?
We'll have to look into it.
Who screwed up?
I don't know, maybe there's some misunderstanding because I thought I was pretty sure that now everybody can access it.
Go to the game page. Restricted access.
Well, you can
Nope.
already... Come on.
Someone back there, press a button, let them in.
I was told it was there on Tuesday. We will look into it.
It's like that meme behind that guy behind the gate going like, let me in.
All right.
Access denied to for their docs too.
What? Really?
Alright.
Docs-beta.surrogate.tv isn't working? It should work for everybody.
Okay, let's move on.
All right, moving on.
We'll fix that. We'll
Nice.
get on it.
We'll figure it out. Another story. So a couple of weeks ago, actually end of last year, we started talking with this cool Twitch streamer who is the Sushi Dragon. And he got pretty interested in the whole concept of Surrogate TV. And yesterday, he launched his own Mario Kart game during his live stream. So his followers were able to drive Mario Karts just like we have in our office, but in his huge warehouse, driving around and doing fun stuff. I guess we could actually maybe open the link. Can you switch the scene for a second? Let me open the link and show you guys some of the stuff from the stream. Here is the link. All right, you can open again. Oh wait, we have an ad. We have an ad. Not sponsored by Logitech.
There you go. They're light and comfortable.
Not sponsored by Logitech,
Bright
HyperX,
and clear.
or SteelSeries.
Optimated, cheap purchase for every player.
All right.
Translating skills
So
on point.
here,
You're like a gigant. You can
here's
send
the
me a
Sushi
check.
Dragon showing his setup. So as you can see, we've got the 4 Raspberry Pis and the 4 Nintendo Switches.
That's all it was.
And
Community is
then
very, yeah, the community is very helpful as well. That's all it was, and you get a close-up shot of everything.
he's actually going to show the
So again,
the switches to you
we
guys.
have capture card going from the Switch. The Switch has HDMI out, goes into the Pi, and then the Pi has a USB, micro USB that plugs in. The mini side plugs into this little Arduino-looking thing. I swear to God, this is like some mini Arduino, and let's get a close up of that. And it's so easy how it works. And the thing comes out and then goes into a thing, goes into the backside of the Switch.
This is like
Nailed it.
This is like
Like
me
that.
explaining
All
our
this.
gear.
Power, USB.
But he did a really cool setup. Like he has like for each Mario Kart, he has a
Yeah, they
different
actually
scene on
sell this-
OBS, and he has this remote
This
in his
entire
hand, so
setup
he can
do
swap
yourself.
between them.
They give you-
And then he also
they give
swapped
you the
between a
Pi- well, I think
4-player one.
They give you everything that the Pi does, so you can buy your own Pi.
What
Just
is
get
that
an
thing in
SD
his hand
card comes
actually?
with it,
It's
flash
like a
it.
scene for screen switching he's using.
is
it.
great.
I don't remember what's the name. He explained it to me once. But let's try to find some videos of the...
Oh boy, Kurto, screen is frozen. Oh shit, screen is freezing. How far?
All right, let's go find some more content. He was messing with the people quite a lot.
How many people were on that, dude?
There's like 48,000 views of this, so it's pretty. Yeah.
Oh.
The only thing what happened
Business is
after a couple of hours, the batteries run out, and he only had 4 Mario Karts, so he couldn't like continue the session. But you can see here how the whole thing works. We have 4 switches, and him randomly appearing on a cart.
He owns a
and-
warehouse.
He has a warehouse. Yeah, he does a bunch of stuff in real life,
What
and
a
he is like
boss.
messing with the streamer with his players on the stream. So it's pretty cool. Kind of acting like a Godzilla.
What is that vehicle he has there?
It's a crazy card, like
What
we
is-
have in the office, a crazy card.
But it's a huge one.
Yeah, like there he is on the camera.
It's a better one
Oh,
than
that
we
is
have.
hilarious.
Yeah, so it was a
What-
pretty fun stream. There were some issues, technical issues that we're gonna help him solve, but I think it was quite a success. People had a lot of fun, and they were pretty mind blown that they could drive in their favorite streamer's warehouse from any part of the world as a Mario Kart and interact with their streamer in real life. So yeah,
That guy is loaded in tech from head to toe.
yes.
What was that
he
thing
has
on
a
his?
screen on his,
So he could read like the
so
chat.
he can see the scene that what is currently on OBS, and then he on the side
He's
on his
living the
hand.
dream.
Yes.
He's doing everything he wants.
He has an amazing setup in his warehouse. So there you go. But let's go. Do we have any more news? Let's see.
Whoa, Mordecai said that Q got up to 60 people at one point. Stream had around 1,000 viewers last night.
Pretty cool. 48,000 views total in that video, which is
Where is this video?
on Twitch.
Okay.
You can go and check it in the,
Sushi Dragon.
yeah, twitch.tv
You
slash the
guys want to
sushi
go?
dragon.
Maybe we actually could share it.
Yeah, we can share it
Yeah.
later.
'Cause I
Uh,
didn't get any notifications.
I did post it. You missed it.
I know.
You missed it.
I know.
All right. And then another news, it didn't happen, but hopefully it will happen soon.
Another news that is being predicted right here, live on air.
I mean-
now.
Let's just say we were supposed to have this thing happen on Wednesday. And then I was 99.9% sure that we will launch it on Wednesday.
No.
And then the electricity went out in our whole office. So our plan was sabotaged. And yesterday I was a bit sick, so I couldn't continue with this plan. But today, hopefully, is the day that we are going to have a new claw machine on the website. Now, the reason why this claw machine is special, I mean, it's a claw machine, we have a bunch, but this one will be using coins. So for those people who have a lot of coins, there will be finally a possibility to spend them on something on the website. So stay tuned for more about this claw machine. Did you send me the new game standings?
Yes, I did.
Did I update them?
I have no idea. I sent you all of them on Discord. They're all
I
there.
believe I did not.
Okay.
So first, let's look at the claw standings quickly. We got Jeffman currently on the top of 2 claw machines at the same time, which is crazy. He has exactly 33 wins on claw 2 and claw 4. Gameteers still on claw 3, leading with claiming all the Pokemon plushies we have in the collection. We have 20 different Pokemon plushies, but Jeffman is right behind him with 19 wins. And on the claw 1, where you can win Avenger keychains, Bolan is currently first with 15 wins.
And just to clarify, even the new claw is unfortunately going to be IP restricted from Finland.
Yes, that is indeed the case. So let's go. We will have to look back at the game standings later, guys. It seems like that slide was not updated somehow. How could that happen?
I wonder why.
Quickly, in the meantime, because we have some more people in the chat, you can vote for SumoBot prizes. We got poops, and then we got bobbleheads. So you guys just write in the chat, YouTube chat, what do you want, and then we'll count the votes or something. I know some of you already yelled, but yell bobbleheads or poops, and we'll go from there.
Can you distract people?
Randomly asked in the chat, what if we use VPN for the claw?
I'm not gonna comment anything.
You're not gonna get your prize, so That's the thing.
There's your answer.
When you try to claim the prize, it will just not let you. Give me a second, guys. I'm gonna make sure that slide that is currently not there will be there.
It's on the television, by
Nice.
the way. On the
I am basically
Bobbleheads. Villain says bobbleheads. Nobody wants poops.
doing it on live.
doing it live, straight for the community.
Look at the hustle. You can watch us at work. I mean, wait, what is this podcast? It's technically work, isn't it?
Man,
Did you hit the microphone?
Yeah, with my watch. But the best part is I literally 10 minutes ago I looked at the watch when we looked at each other. I noticed that I've been out of battery the whole day. I haven't even had battery in the watch the whole day.
all right. So
That's how much I
Wow.
use it.
So here's the crazy part. On the Wii Play, we got a person that soon is going to have 1,000 games. 956 games has been played by Mr. Robotics, or
So he's closing in on 1,000 games.
yep.
1,000
And there was like
minutes.
2 other people maybe over 500 games, I think.
Yeah. As for the Sumo bots, Ossity and Wilbur's are just 1 point away from the Wilbur's has 1 point less than Ossity, and Ossity is on the first place with 1,621 elo. For the Batman, actually not much changed or nothing. The top 3 with 1 billion plus scores are still Lunar Breakson, Robin, and Ossity.
Those are hard to break.
Yeah, those are hard. But with Metallica, Ossity already has 593 games. The question is, who will be first with 1,000 games? Will it be Vulpix on Wii Play or somehow Ossity on Metallica? And as for Mario Kart's, Jeffman is still leading by more than 10 seconds with his 2 minutes and 6 seconds score on the new Mario Kart racetrack. And now it's time to look at some epic moments from last week. The moments we have for today are actually from the last week's SumoBot Friday tournament. So this is one of the moments. Let's see what's gonna happen. One player out,
Lag.
and it just froze.
And if you're wondering how to submit these surrogate specific media on our Discord, so just clip them and we go through
Wait
them.
a second.
Every Thursday and Friday, we go through them.
Did it just not play fully? Let's make sure everything plays again. Sorry, guys.
Again.
Wait.
No?
Okay, have you
There we
seen
go.
that? That's the clip. Okay. So have you seen Wilbur's recovering there?
Do it again. Do it
Let's-
again.
No.
Let's make sure we see that again.
Why
Let's
is this
see.
so hard?
Good question. So look at the green bot.
Yeah, that one. Look at this. Boom. What is he like? How is he
He
not
managed
falling?
to get out of.
But how
There is
did
no
he,
way.
How did he balance on 3 wheels like that?
I don't know.
He had to be pressing backwards the whole time and balanced him out.
In the world of Wilbur's, the physics does not exist.
That's so
Like
true.
the front right wheel was off, and he was like nudged between the left front wheel and the front wedge
Yeah.
on the left side, and
And he got back.
I just want to say
Somehow he powered that one wheel back over the
we need like a video clip edit with like Interstellar music playing in the background.
and tested for performance enhancing drugs or something because that was amazing.
What are you talking? All right, next. Wow.
don't look at me.
Wow.
I love how
Wow.
Stan's looking at you, looking for confirmation. Like, has he
Did
he
she
lost
actually say
it? Has
that?
he lost it?
All right. Let's move to the next clip.
I think he lost it when he was using a hairspray can
And-
to flame a sumo bot casing.
This time, last week
it
on the
again.
Friday tournament, we managed to summon the broom once again.
Jeffman98, Prune and Kochipos are in the middle. Broom has been summoned and wipes everyone off the center tile.
Prune wins. Congrats, Prune, on your 5 points and getting close to the top 3 of the SumoBot Friday tournament.
See how
leaderboard.
natural Essa was commentating?
Yeah. What are
Right?
you doing today at 7? Essa.
It's
what
only an hour.
Nope.
It's
what are
only
you-
an hour.
What are you doing at 7?
I think I'm very busy with the claw project, as you know.
I think you have
I
an
think
hour.
we can finish before 7.
I think we can wiggle like an hour
just
for you.
so, you know.
What does the chat think?
Do I have to put you again?
See, he's causing trouble,
Yep.
this Alexi guy.
Oh, you are not doing that at all.
Busted.
But all right. We didn't have any more moments that we found. Unfortunately, since we didn't have Robot Explorer, some of those moments were not possible to be clipped. But did we miss something? Let us know in the chat. Did we miss something major happening last week here at Surrogate?
And if we did, link them.
Link them below.
Not below.
Or in chat.
Surrogate
Actually,
specific
if they
media.
link it in chat right now, we can still cover that stuff.
We
So
can?
let's see what is the chat saying.
I don't know if we do that.
Where's
Everybody's just going crazy that Ezra should host. I'm just like the community speaks.
Host.
I still have the mute button.
Okay.
You can't silence me, free speech. You can't do that.
But anyway, what is the chat saying? Is there anything else?
No, they're going still wild for Ezra.
All right. In that case, thank you everybody for joining us for Ninja Robot Podcast episode 14. I'm your host for today, Stan Dmitry. It was a pleasure being here with Alexi and Essa as the cameraman and Alexi as the commentator.
Cameraman.
Yeah, he's switching all the
Stream
cameras.
technician.
Oh, right, yeah. More like
Stream
an
tech.
engineer.
Stream engineer,
Yeah.
AI, big data, machine learning.
Randomly
guys.
said he will ignore all his birthday guests and play sumo bots instead if Essa hosts. People are willing to
things
commit for
people
you.
will do for ESA hosting. Like, we gotta raise the bar. You
Yeah.
know? What will it take? But in any case, thank you everybody for watching. We'll
Thank
be
you.
back next week with another episode of Robot Ninja Podcast. But
Prizes. Or do
today-
I announce them?
Yeah, but today we will still have the Sumo Bot Friday tournament, and a bunch of games will be live as well, like the Mario Karts and Race Real Cars. And for the Sumo Bot Friday tournament, make sure to comment which prizes we should have. Is
Yeah.
it gonna be poop emojis or is it gonna be Marvel bobbleheads?
And I will be hosting, so I'm already kind of...
What? Tess is hosting, I thought.
Well, I mean, unless somehow Essa changes his mind or
Maybe you
people
guys do
can
it
change
together.
his mind.
Think about it. But all right, thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everybody.